Sugar Sean O'Malley has brought Demetrius Johnson, the Mighty Mouse, in for his UFC 317 training camp. Sean O'Malley is going up against the reigning defending UFC bantamweight champion, the bantamweight GOAT, Merab Dvalishvili, in a rematch that we absolutely need. Since his loss to Merab, Sean has done so much in the cage. He's knocked out Peter Yan, he's knocked out Corey Sandhagen, he's knocked out Umar Nurmagomedov. He is the undeniable bantamweight contender. He's the only man who has a chance to defeat Merab Dvalishvili, in my opinion. He's the only one that deserves this fight. This will be a battle for the ages. Yeah, right. This is one of the most undeserving title shots I have ever seen, the sport has ever seen. Sean O'Malley literally lost to Merab in his last fight by decision at UFC Noche 306 last year. Since then he has done absolutely nothing. He hasn't even had a fight since his last fight with Merab. Merab, however, he won the title against O'Malley. He defended the title in January against Umar Nurmagomedov. Why is Sean O'Malley getting this title shot? He literally has done nothing. He has been, of course, been training, but he hasn't fought anybody. This is a pathetic fight. I understand the UFC wants Sean O'Malley as champion. He has more of an entertaining fighting style, even though Merab's fighting style is pretty underrated in terms of entertainment, if you ask me. But I get that Sean O'Malley, he has a better highlight reel. But this fight is such a disgrace. This is just Dana White privilege. And I get that bantamweight doesn't have that, standout contender like like featherweight has, for example, in Movsar. I get that bantamweight has a couple of contenders. You got Sean O'Malley, but a guy like Sean O'Malley, he won the title against Algio. He defended it against Chito Vera, who is, nowhere near the top 5, if you ask me, in terms of skill level. He loses to Merab, and then he gets an immediate rematch. I really don't get it. But fair enough, of course, he still rightfully is the number 1 contender. You got Sean O'Malley and Umar Nurmagomedov, who are just coming off losses to Merab. They are still at the top of the division, but they should go out and fight somebody else to prove that they are deserving of a title fight. Then you got Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen, who are both, if you ask me, deserving of a title fight. They could fight it out, if you ask me. They should just fight it out to find out who is the most deserving guy. And then the guy next in line. If you ask me, you probably should give it to Corey Sandhagen, because we have already seen a 5-rounder between Peter Yan and Merab Dvalishvili, where Merab absolutely destroyed Peter Yan for 25 minutes. He won that fight so dominantly and so clearly that wouldn't be as entertaining, I think. We have already seen that fight. So give Corey Sandhagen the title shot. But anyways, on to the news. Sean O'Malley has brought Demetrius Johnson in for his training camp. And I get why. Demetrius Johnson is an absolute legend of the sport. He is an absolute elite grappler. But in my opinion, if Sean O'Malley wants to really, because the thing is right, the method that Merab will win by is getting the takedowns. So if I were Sean O'Malley, I would train with a guy like Jose Aldo. Remember, Aldo and Merab fought a couple of years ago. I believe Merabs shot 16 takedowns or something, had 16 official takedown attempts, and Aldo defended each and every one of them. Jose Aldo has the best takedown defense in UFC history, in my opinion. And that fight is really what proves it. Sean O'Malley should definitely be training with Jose Aldo. He has just as much championship experience as Mighty Mouse. He's bigger than Mighty Mouse, which should be more challenging and for Sean physically, and therefore prepare him better. And the thing is, if Sean O'Malley can keep this fight standing up, he will win. He is such a talented striker, Sean O'Malley, and Merab is, he's confident in the striking department, but he's just not that, talented. He doesn't have that X factor in the striking department that Sean O'Malley has. So I don't really get why he brings in Demetrius Johnson, who is smaller, who's old. And I get Aldo's old too, but he just fought recently and he has the best takedown defense in UFC history, and he's bigger than Demetrius Johnson. On to some other news about the same fight. Merab Dvalishvili posted a video saying that his toe is broken just 2 weeks out from the Sean O'Malley rematch. And some people believe that this fight is in jeopardy because of this. Let's watch the video. So it is clear that Merab's little toe is broken. But those people who are saying that this fight is in jeopardy, they don't know what they are talking about, to be honest. Merab Dvalishvili is such a tough guy that he will fight with it. Of course, he will not fight with a broken foot, but he's the type of guy that says, fuck it, let's just fight. So this broken toe, I don't think will change that much. He has 2 weeks to recover that foot, that toe somewhat. He's such a tough guy, and you are able to fight with a broken toe. Once the adrenaline gets in your body, you will not feel it. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I got my black belt in jiu-jitsu while having two broken. I had one broken toe going into my I don't know what you will call it, but it's like a test where you show everything, every trick, every skill you have learned. So you are able to fight somewhat, and you also have to fight when you get black belt. When I got my black belt jiu-jitsu, and I broke a toe while fighting as well, and I didn't notice before I was done. So he is able to fight. This fight is still on. Merab Dvalishvili. I do believe that this fight will play out pretty much like the first time they fought, with Sean O'Malley, of course, being the sharper striker. Merab Dvalishvili being the absolute alien that he is in the cardio department. I do believe that Merab will probably even win in more dominant fashion, to be honest. I believe he really showed the best version of himself in the Umar fight. He was more dominant in the Umar fight than in the Sean O'Malley fight, I believe, because, let's be honest, Umar is maybe just a tad worse than Sean O'Malley is in the striking department, but much more skilled in the grappling. I believe Merab will still win this fight. But the odds is showing that Sean O'Malley is a huge underdog, which I'm not convinced that he is. He could get the KO Anybody saying that O'Malley has no chances are just being delusional. You know, he could I'm not saying very easily, but he very much could land get that KO. So yeah, that's my take on this fight. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you to like this video and subscribe to the Submission Addiction. If you have a comment, what could I do more? What could I do better? What could I do less? Please comment down below, and I'll see you guys. Bye.